Key takeaways. Power isn't about position, but perception, legitimacy, and information. Competition gives you leverage. More options, more power. Authority can be questioned. Just because someone seems powerful doesn't mean they are. Risk-taking is crucial, but smart risks matter more than reckless ones. Commitment, expertise, and time all influence negotiation outcomes. Everything is negotiable when you understand people's real needs. All right, this is where the book really starts getting into the mechanics of negotiation. Up until now, we've been introduced to the idea that negotiation isn't just about business deals, it's a fundamental part of life. But in the three crucial variables, the author hands us the real tools: power, time, and information. If negotiation is a game, these are the levers we pull to control the outcome. The chapter opens with a powerful statement. Unreality is the true source of powerlessness. What we do not understand, we cannot control. Right off the bat, the author is telling us that ignorance is the enemy of power. If you don't understand the rules of the game, whether it's life, politics, poker, or negotiation, you're essentially playing blindfolded. And let's be honest, who wants to play a game they don't understand? Not me. Not you. So, the first step is to see things as they really are, not as we wish them to be. This means dropping our biases, our moral judgments, and our wishful thinking. It's about facing reality head-on, even when it's uncomfortable. The author uses the example of Willie Loman from Death of a Salesman to drive this point home. Willie, the tragic figure, turns to his wealthy brother and asks, "How did you do it?" What is the answer? It's a universal question, isn't it? We all want to know the secret to success, the formula for winning at life. And the author's answer? If life is a game, negotiation is a way of life. To succeed, you have to understand the game in its entirety. And at the heart of every negotiation, whether it's politics, poker, or business, are three crucial variables: power, time, and information. These are the levers you pull to influence outcomes, and they're always present whether you realize it or not. But here's where it gets juicy. He dives into 14 sources of power. Yep, 14. Let's walk through them together because this is where the rubber meets the road. Power of competition. Ever notice how something's worth more when everyone wants it? He uses this Sears example. If more people want your cash, it stretches further. I cracked up at the bit where you pitch an idea to your boss. If other supervisors think it's trash, it's DOA. But if they're buzzing about it, boom, you're golden. Same deal with jobs. Easier to snag one when you've already got one. And then there's Burt Lance, Jimmy Carter's budget guy, playing banks like a fiddle, racking up $20 million in loans by acting like he didn't need the money. The lesson? Options are power. Walk into a negotiation with no backup plan, and you're toast. Power of legitimacy. People worship printed stuff. Contracts, signs, rules. He tells this hilarious story about arguing with an IRS auditor over depreciation, 30 years versus 20. The auditor's like, "The book says so," and he's like, "Does it have my name in it? No? Then it's not my book." Total power move. Then there's the candid camera bit, where Alan Funt shuts down Delaware with a sign that says, "Delaware closed, cars stop." People freak, because it's official looking. Takeaway? Use authority when it suits you, but don't be afraid to challenge it. Nothing's set in stone. Power of risk-taking. You've got to roll the dice sometimes, but smartly. He talks about a guy, Smith, obsessed with a dream house. Seller wants $150. He's stuck at $130K. Spoiler. He pays $150 because he couldn't risk losing it. Caring too much kills your leverage. Then there's this coin flip game at his seminar. $1 million if you win, $100K if you lose. No takers. Why? The risk's too big unless you're loaded like J. Paul Getty. But tweak it to $100 versus $10. Everyone's in. Point is, take calculated risks you can shrug off, not reckless gambles that'll wreck you. Power of commitment. Get others on board and you're stronger. He ties this back to the coin flip. Spread the risk among 1,000 people and suddenly it's $100 to win $1,000 each. Smart, right? In negotiations, don't go solo on a shaky limb. Rally your team, your family, whoever. Make it our fight. He warns about a team member going rogue in a meeting, tanking your position. Commitment from your crew sends a vibe. We're united. We're powerful. Vietnam's a heavy example. Once commitment faded, it was over. Power of expertise. People bow to know-how. General Patton, Mr. Ego himself, listened to his navigator in World War II because the guy knew his stuff. Or imagine an interior decorator swaying you with her credentials, or a doctor with a wall of diplomas diagnosing you with something unpronounceable. You don't argue, you trust. In negotiations, flash your expertise early or fake it till you make it with some jargon. But if they've got an expert, bring your own. Knowledge is clout. Power of knowledge of needs. This one's sneaky. There's what people say they want, and then there's what they really need. He revisits Sears, cash won't sway them. They want you on credit for that sweet 18% interest. But a cash-strapped hardware store, they'll bite. He walks through buying a car. Research the dealer's quirks, not just the car. Know their needs to haggle to move inventory and you'll win. It's like mind reading, but with homework. Power of investment. The more someone's sunk into a deal, time, effort, money, the more they'll bend. Vietnam's a brutal example. 45,000 lives lost, and we couldn't just walk away. In a negotiation, he says tackle the tough stuff like price last, after they're invested. He plays out a scenario with Copperfield, dragging out talks until the guy's too deep to bail. Genius. Get them hooked, then reel them in. Power of rewarding or punishing. Perception's everything. If you think I can help or hurt you, I've got power, whether I can or not. The boss's secretary? She's got it in spades. Smooth your path or sabotage you. He warns not to squash that perception unless you get something back. Jimmy Carter flubbed this, announcing no troops to Africa, letting Castro run wild. Keep 'em guessing. It's your ace. Power of identification. People stick with who they vibe with. IBM wins not just on tech, but because clients feel supported. He shares a courtroom story. His guilty client walks free because the jury hated the prosecutor for bullying the mom. Act decent, relatable, and people lean your way. Charisma's nice, but empathy's the real hook. Power of morality. Most of us share a moral compass, fairness, mercy. Throw yourself on it, and it might work. Would it be right? Can soften even a hard ass unless they're from a totally different worldview. Think cultural clashes. He's not saying be a sucker. Just tap that shared humanity when it fits. Power of precedent. That's how it's always been. Can lock you in or set you free. Nixon promised small government, then dropped a massive budget. Precedent's a beast, but use it. You discounted a chipped hammer last week, so why not this? Tradition's a tool, not a trap. Power of persistence. Keep gnawing. Jimmy Carter bored Sadat and begin into peace at Camp David. 13 days of dullness. Insurance claim too low? Hammer them with calls, letters, threats of court. Wear them down and you'll get your $800. Power of persuasive capacity. Logic alone? Weak. You've got to connect analogies, undeniable proof, and hitting their needs. Copernicus flopped until folks saw profit in his theory. That deodorant ad? It's not about shields, it's about feeling confident. Sell the dream, not the facts. Power of attitude. Care, but not too much. He's chill negotiating millions for a bank, someone else's money, but freaks over his kid's report card. Treat it like a game and you'll save energy, cut stress, and ooze confidence. Reverend Ike's "the bank's got the problem" is gold. Flip the script and relax. Final thoughts, why this chapter stands out. What I love about this chapter is that it's not just theory. It's a playbook for real life. The examples are sharp, The insights are practical and the lessons apply everywhere. Whether you're trying to close a business deal, get a better salary, or just navigate everyday conflicts, these three variables, power, time, and information, are always in play. But here's the real challenge. Knowing this stuff isn't enough. You have to practice it. Recognizing your own power, using competition, questioning legitimacy, taking calculated risks, these are skills that take time to develop. The best negotiators don't just read about these principles, they use them daily. So the big takeaway? You have more power than you think. The key is recognizing, leveraging, and applying it strategically. And that, my friends, is the foundation of great negotiation.
Ever wished a book could change your life? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Bookpecker, where we peck into the pages of the most insightful books on financial freedom, personal growth, and beyond. I break down must-reads, share real takeaways, and help you unlock knowledge without the fluff. Expect honest reviews, practical lessons, and maybe a surprise or two along the way. So, if you love books and want to grow, subscribe now and let's explore